I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash. Yahweh is who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahweh Shai is his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And there's no God beside them. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for being faithful witnesses to the Holy Spirit, and salutations to the elect whom the Most High have given ears to hear. And I want to land back off of a point the elder apostle made in regards to his detox journey. And he was going into his experience. I caught the latter end of the live stream, but it was a point that he said I found very potent. And he was saying how even though he's explaining his detox journey, how painful it's going, and a different experience, his different experiences, you're still gonna have certain guys that do what they do as far as their diet, and they're gonna wait till their body shows them symptoms, whether it be gout, high blood pressure, whatever the case may be, bloated, before they actually do something about it. He was saying how it's best not to do that, and I want to liken that into coming into this truth as a young man. Coming into this truth as a young man to where you're a little bit more cleaner. You're more cleaner from the ways of this life. Oh, let me grab that. You're more cleaner from the ways of this life than if you were to come in at an older age. Right? This is 1 Corinthians 14 and 20. Brethren, be not children in understanding, howbeit in malice be children, but in understanding be men. Alright? Let's grab that in easy English. My friends, do not think like children thinks. Babies do not know very much about bad things. So if bad things be like babies, but do not think and understand things like children. No, instead think and understand like proper men and women. Coming into this truth as a youth, which I myself came in at 17. Some brothers might have came in even younger than that. And we're blessed to have older brothers that have lived life, did the partying, the college things, and the traveling and so on and so forth. And they always say, I know the brothers, I'm pretty sure all the brothers, tell the younger brothers in various camps. I know in my camp, the elder brother always says, you ain't missing shit. You look back and realize you ain't missing shit. And this precept goes to, as it says, so if bad things be like babies, alright, be blind to it, basically. Not blind to it, but be ignorant to it. It says, but do not think and understand like children. No, instead think and understand like proper men and women. And as young men, we're able to mold ourselves around our elders, apostles, of course, but then even amongst one another. You got some brothers in the camp that might be younger, early 20s, late teens. Then you have some brothers in the camp that might be in their mid 40s, early 50s, and in between. And these brothers might have came in at 30, 40 years old, So with their knowledge, their wisdom, their understanding on both sides, that's how we get fed. Now, of course, certain things, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, he'll still have you go through it. So, you know, you may have to be hard-headed, but for a righteous reason, so to speak. Nevertheless, the standard, you know, is to listen before you have to go through something. You know, and it's a blessing to have found Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua at such a young age, especially in this generation. You know, whereas this generation is known as what? Generation Z. I believe my generation would have been known as the millennials. You know, I was born in 95. You know, and these last two generations is fucked up. You know, and that's putting it nicely. All right, but let's go over to Ecclesiastes chapter 11. And verse 11 verse 7 in the ISV. So it says, which is the International Standard Version. It says, how sweet is the daylight, and how pleasant it is for someone's eyes to behold the sunshine. Even if a person lives many years, let him enjoy them all, recalling that there will be many days of darkness to come, all of which are pointless. You know, like the scriptures say, in the time of adversity, there's a forgetfulness of prosperity. You know, so it's almost like one outweighs the other at the time of it's happening. All right, yeah, you can reminisce, but like the saying goes in the world, it's not about what you did, it's about where you at. You know, nevertheless, as we read, it says, so enjoy yourself in your youth, young man, and be encouraged during your younger days. Live as you like, consistent with your worldview, but keep in mind that God will bring you to account for everything. You know, and Solomon himself being a young man, but he understood that everything has its consequence. All right, you live like you live, you know, you party, you bullshit, you beat your body up, you know. Us brothers, you know, I know I can attest. My dad always tells me, like, you know, when he was my age, he would be out partying 3, 4 in the morning, then get up and go to work, you know, indulging in excess of wine and drugs, you know. But as older men, you know, you see a lot of times where Jake is fucked up, you know, with bodily ailments. You know, and again, that goes into what the apostle Aramla was saying. Here it is, I'm going through this situation, but you're still going to have some men that not going to listen to me and have to see it to believe it. It says, but keep in mind that God will bring you to account for everything. All right, so now, you know, you will essentially have to deal with the consequences of not listening, or dealing with the consequences, you know, of bad habits in your youth, staying up late, drinking excessively, you know. Meanwhile, coming in as a youth, you know, of course we follow the law, statutes, commandments, so you don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, you know. But it goes deeper than that, you know. It's about balancing out everything. All right, yeah, brothers have fun, you know, but wisdom teaches us to balance everything out, as our Lord is also a God of balance. The scriptures speak about how our Lord is a God of balance. It also speaks about, what's that, Proverbs 11, all right, a book of wisdom, right, nonetheless, that says how the Lord, let me just grab it real quick. All right, this is Proverbs chapter 11, verse 1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. All right. And as I mentioned before, you have that just weight within the camps. You have that just weight within the body of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, essentially. The young man, who's still trying to find his path, to the older man that has did all those things. All right. And if I can make another point, when you look at just in general of brothers in the camps, you may have brothers that able to get a lot of women. You may have brothers that are able to have a good job to where he's able to make good money. But we all, in this truth, complaining about the atrocities that be done in this place. So even on that note, all right, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. So it says, so enjoy yourself in your youth, young man, and be encouraged during your younger days. Live as you like, consistent with your worldview, but keep in mind that God will bring you to account for everything. Banish sorrow from your heart and evil from your body, since both childhood from the prime are pointless. All right, jumping over to chapter 12. So remember your Creator during your youth. Otherwise, troublesome days will come and years will creep up on you when you'll say, I find no pleasure in them. All right, so now you old, full of pain. All right, and now it's even harder because you've now built that addiction from doing things from a youth. All right, so again, I can't say it enough. It's such a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful mercy in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua that he called us into this beautiful glory. All right, his glory B times. All right, this is the book of Proverbs chapter 1 verse 1, where it says, introduction and purpose. The Proverbs of David's son Solomon, king of Israel. These proverbs are for gaining wisdom and discipline, for understanding words of insight, for acquiring the discipline that produces wise behavior, righteousness, justice, and upright living, for giving prudence to the naive, and knowledge and discretion to the young. And I never forget, the elder Apostle Ramla said, a lot of guys, you try to get super deep, nevertheless, Proverbs, Ecclesiasticus, you got to master that, get deep in that, get deep in that understanding. All right, it says, let the wise listen, which is, of course, is nothing wrong with getting the knowledge. All right, the scriptures say wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time. The Lord also told us that he will feed you with passages. All right, that shall feed you with knowledge. All right, so of course there's nothing wrong with getting knowledge, but I could say a lot of Fallout Boys had knowledge too, but they didn't couple that with wisdom and understanding. All right, but as they say, like the so-called smallest things have the biggest the smallest things hold the biggest weight. All right, whereas Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, these things might be looked over, but again, coming in the youth, these things are very needful. As a matter of fact, when you look at Solomon, he came to rule in his youth, and prior to asking for wisdom, prior to asking for riches, all right, things to indulge in his flesh, he asked for wisdom, and the Lord looked upon that, in which Solomon is the wisest king that ever ruled. All right, and we, being trained up to rule thousands and hell, millions. You know, we being trained up to rule the world. This is something that we need to be well versed in. It says, let the wise listen and increase their learning. Let the person of understanding receive guidance, and understanding proverbs, clever sayings, words of the wise, and their riddles. Let's jump over to Proverbs chapter 14, verse 16. Where it says, the wise person fears and turns away from evil, but a fool is reckless and overconfident. All right. I think I had one more. I'm going to finish it out there. Proverbs 24 and 5. Yeah, let's finish it out here. It says, a wise man is strong and knowledgeable, and a knowledgeable man grows in strength. For through wise counsel you will wage your war, and victory lies in abundance of advisors. So essentially, the victory, you know, in the process of time, comes by the abundance of advisors, i.e., that young man who grows up around men of understanding. You know, which that's almost like a commandment in the book of Sirach. How we should, let me see. How we should always be around men of understanding. Yeah, these some good ones. I'm gonna grab this, Sirach 25 and 5. Sirach or Ecclesiasticus. Oh, how calmly is the wisdom of old men, and understanding and counsel to men of honor. Sirach 27 and 12. If thou be among the indiscreet, observe the time, but be continually among men of understanding. So let me start at verse 11. The discourse of a godly man is always with wisdom, but a fool changeth as the moon. If thou be among the indiscreet, observe the time, but be continually among men of understanding. You know, so appreciate this mercy from Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua as being a young man. You know, don't look at you know, your life as time wasted. You know, but mercy given, more mercy given to you. So with that, shalom to the elect.